Yeah,
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
Introduce yourself again for me, sir.
I'm Barack Obama. I'm the U.S. Senate candidate from the state of Illinois.
Okay. And you becoming a black Democratic senator, this is a big deal.
Flashback.
Is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
Usually when you think about a Trump voter, you think about a white male with a red hat on, but there were millions of black voters who picked Donald Trump this time. So I came here to talk to 3 of them, and I was surprised by what I found. You weren't always a Republican.
No, actually I come from a family that was like super Democratic. My first time voting, I voted Democrat. I voted for Joe Biden.
What about Trump appealed to you?
Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, part of it is he's an asshole. I like authenticity.
You voted for Obama then you voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016, but 2020 you voted for Donald Trump. What made the change?
I began listening to someone, her name is Candace Owens, and I read her book, and it just opened my eyes to maybe he's not this person that I have been led to believe that he was.
So you voted against Trump in 2016.
Yes.
But then in 2020 you voted for him?
Absolutely.
Why?
I saw how things were going during his first term, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I was pleased with what was happening. I saw the economy getting better. I saw country relations in certain countries getting better.
You know, people, when they think about a Trump voter, they usually think about like a white dude with like a red hat on and a pickup truck, and y'all are not that at all. So Donald Trump's team went in, they took down Harriet Tubman's picture for a quick minute. They're trying to like knock out the black museums. What does that have to do with the price of eggs, and how does that impact you?
In some ways, it's a slap in the face. In other ways, I don't care. I care more about how I'm going to take care of my children.
I don't think the average American cares about that. I know I am sick and tired of seeing black people sit there and complain about something, but not taking action and steps to actually try to change things in an appropriate manner.
This man is talking about running for a 3rd term. Now, what do you think about that?
The 3rd term, for me, absolutely not. I think it's at the end of these 4 years, it's time to move on.
This is a prime example of him trolling people, because people have said, like, oh, if he gets in the office, he's going to be a dictator. He's going to try to run for a 3rd term. So he's like, okay, y'all think I'm going to do that? I'm going to mess with y'all and say this to tick y'all up.
I thought you loved this man because he's so authentic and he's such a truth teller.
But you need to know the difference between somebody trolling somebody, and this is a prime example of him being a troll.
In some ways I was happier, in some ways I was sadder. But I'm going to tell you right now, there is a movement in black America toward the Republican Party, and we talked to 3 people who are amazing representatives of that movement.
Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
This message is for President Obama. First and foremost, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Number one, I ain't going to vote for Kamala Harris. I think that she's going to make a bad president. She's a bad vice president. Everything she does, she tries to politicize it, and she hasn't shown the fact that she wants to put America first ever. So I'm not voting for that individual. Secondly, I think that it's really sad that you would come out against black men and actually degrade them because they're not picking the person that you want them to vote for. All right. And the last thing that I'm going to say is the moment that I became a Republican and a conservative, that is when I got the most hate from the opposite party. All right. Being that I'm a conservative, being that I'm a Republican, I've always been accepted. For the little bit of time that I may have been liberal, I never heard anything from the Republicans. They never came out and called me slanderous things. They never came out and called me racist things. The only time that I ever started hearing things about my skin color and about, you know, racism or whatever was when I became a Republican. And that was from Democrats that were saying that. So no, I'm not going to be voting for who you want me to vote for. I'm going to do what I want as a man, and I'm going to be the man that I am. So you don't get to say anything.
Changes and can change the face of politics. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Listen, you're a motivating force for young people all across the country.
A few moments later.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Oh, hell no! Your music moves people. You're a trendsetter, but part of what we want to do is to make sure that we're setting a trend in terms of political participation. Oh, hell no! Understand that, when our young men and women go to war, somebody's make that decision, and it's typically going to be young people.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the f are we right now?
What the fuck are you talking about, Miss VP? Who told you this information? You need to fire that individual who gave you that false information so that you were able to say that on national television. How can you run our country if you don't know what's going on within our military and the rest of the world? Blows my mind. And most Americans are probably clapping like, oh my God, first time in history, this is great. You have no idea. No idea. Look it up, fact check it, see for yourself that we have soldiers over there right now risking their life so that you can live your life. Don't forget that.
Away a little bit of power that you have to influence the things that you see around you.
One of the biggest things I get is that young people, they feel like things aren't getting better. All this talk, all these speeches, all these conventions, all these parties, it all sounds good, but it's not affecting me.
Barack Obama still thinks this is 2008. It's not. It's 2024. And people are poor, and people are broke, and people have been evicted. The homelessness rate has increased, and the minimum wage hasn't changed in years. You guys don't even know how to run on the economy. You know why? Then this is going to be a problem for Kamala Harris, because she's a part of the current administration. So if they would have had a true, real, open 2024 Dem primary, that could have been avoided. You had candidates that were running through the Democratic Party that were running against Joe Biden, and the DNC shut it down. RFK, Dean Phillips, Marianne Williamson, not my picks. But the DNC said, no, Joe Biden is our candidate. That's how you got in this situation. And now you want people to just take whatever you have thrown in front of us. Kamala Harris wasn't a strong candidate when she ran for president in 2020. That's why she didn't go far in the Dem primary that time. So this time you let her skip the primary and you just make her the nominee. And now he sounds like he want to cry because he can't figure it out.
That's what we need. We need people to make sense. We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating. But I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
wearing a t-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
The guy's good. The guy's good, y'all. Let's give it up for him.
I appreciate you guys.
Peace. Thank you.
What?